We're looking at question number 9 from the Linear Function Systems and Inequalities exam. This was a part 3 question. Part 3 questions are worth 4 points. On the set of axes below, draw and label the graphs. So my first inequality, I'm going to graph the plane divider. Y equals negative 1/3 x plus 3. I know that my slope is negative 1/3, which I could also write as 1 over negative 3. So that's my slope. And here is my y-intercept, which is 3. So I'm going to go up 3 units on the y-axis to plot my first point, and then use the slope to plot additional points. Okay. I'm going to go back and look at the inequality here. This is y is greater than or equal to. So since it has the equal to, I'm going to use a solid line to connect to my points. And I'm going to label this line. This is the line y equals negative 1/3 x plus 3, because that's my plane divider. But since it's an inequality, now I need to shade. So I'm going to go back to the original inequality, and I have y is greater than or equal to negative 1/3 x plus 3. I'm going to substitute in the origin, and I'm going to test the ordered pair 0, 0. Since the line does not go through the origin, I can test the origin to see which side of the line I'm going to have to shade. Negative 1/3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. So we have 0 is greater than or equal to 3. Since 0 is not greater than 3, this is a false statement. So we don't want to shade the side that contains the origin, so I'm not going to shade below the line. I'm going to shade everything above the line. I want to make sure that I shaded this correctly, so I'm going to test a point. So I'm going to test the point, let's see, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do the point 6, 4. So I'm going to test the point 6, 4 to make sure that it's a solution. So I want to see if 4 is greater than or equal to negative 1/3 times 6 plus 3. So this would be, is 4 greater than or equal to negative 2 plus 3? 6 divided by 3 is 2, and since it's negative, it's a negative 2 plus 3. So is 4 greater than or equal to 1? That is true. So we know we shaded the right side of the line. Okay, so now we're going to do the other inequality. So my plane divider here is y equals 8/3 x minus 4. So we have a slope here of 8 over 3 and a y-intercept of negative 4. So I'm going to go to the y-axis to plot my y-intercept, go down to negative 4. I'm going to use the slope to rise 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and run 3, 1, 2, 3. I don't really have room to go up or down, so I'm just going to have to use those 2 points to graph this line. This inequality is less than, y is less than, so it's going to need a dashed line. So I'm going to draw a dashed line through these points, and of course if I had a ruler, I could make sure I line it up with the ruler. I included arrows since these are lines and not line segments. I'm going to label this plane divider. Okay, this would be the line y equals 8/3 x minus 4. And now we figure out where we shade this line. So again, let's test 0, 0. So when I plug it in, I would get 0 is less than 8/3 times 0 minus 4. So is 0 less than negative 4? That again is a false statement. So it looks like we don't want to shade this side of the line. We're going to want to shade this side of the line. But let's test another point just to be sure. So here I'm going to try to do the point 1, 2, 3. Let's do 1, 2, 3, and let's do 1, 2, 3. Let's try 3, negative 3. Okay, so y would be negative 3. We're going to see if negative 3 is less than 8/3 times negative 3, times positive 3, because x is positive 3, minus 4. So is negative 3 less than 8 minus 4? Negative 3 is less than 4, so that's true. So that's the correct side of the line to shade. So the solution, it says label the solution set with an S. The solution to this system would be over here where it's shaded both purple and green. So we've now solved the system. On the set of axes, I've drawn and labeled the graph. Here's where I drew it, here's where I labeled it. And then label the solution set with an S. I labeled it with an S. Check this using the graphing calculator. So I'm going to go to graph and press execute. We're going to choose the type of graph. So I pressed F3. I need to go scroll over. So I press F6 where the arrow is. First graph, we want y is greater than or equal to. So that's F3 again. And I'm going to enter in negative 1. I'm going to use the fraction button. 1/3 x plus 3 and hit execute. Then I want to choose the type for this next graph. So again, for this one we want less than. So this time it's F2. Then I'm going to put in 8 in the fraction button. Thirds x minus 4. Now it's going to draw the graphs, and you see it plotted the first inequality first and shaded above the line. Then it removed the shading that wasn't part of the solution set. So here we see the solution set is in fact where we shaded. If you wanted to, you could check the intercepts using the calculator to make sure that your intercepts were correct. But as I look at the graph from the calculator and the graph that I plotted, it looks like I have the correct solution.